Have you ever wondered about fevers? In our culture, we know that there are some different thoughts. Now, classically, I know when I was a kid, I was told and taught that fevers are a bad thing, that if you have a fever, we need to lower that fever immediately, otherwise, it's going to be dangerous or something bad's going to happen to you if you get one. So, I want to take just a few moments to start kind of setting the record straight when it comes to fevers for yourself as an adult or a teenager, and then also for your kids. We always want to do what's best for our kids and moving in the right direction. So a couple of the big myths that we ran into talking to patients and then doing some research on our own. The first one is that there is a specific number that qualifies for a fever. So believe it or not, everybody thinks that 98.6 degrees is a normal temperature for your body, and if you're not 98.6, then something's wrong. The reality is when they put out standard numbers, it's an average across millions and millions of people. So there are people that run around with a 97 degree average temperature. So we obviously don't say, oh, there's something wrong with that person. That's just their normal for them. So we look at the classic standards. That means that's an average across a very broad brush. So the other side of that is also true. There's people that may run around at 99.9 or maybe even 100 degrees, and that's their normal body temperature. So your body is always doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason. So we always want to trust that. God does not make junk, and you're created perfectly. So when we start having an infection or we have a virus that our body is coming in contact with, it's normal for your body temperature to go up. So what's amazing about that is your immune system has the ability to adapt and literally change your temperature to fight out that infection. This is a good thing when we get fevers. So especially for our kiddos, when they're young and they're developing a good immune system, whether it be out playing in the dirt, whether that's, at school and they try different things, or maybe they dropped their popsicle and you didn't even know it on the floor and they just picked it up and stuck it in their mouth. Those are ways that we build a good natural immune system. So one of the things that we see is if your temperature or your fever as it goes up, if it gets to 102.3, that's defined as a fever. So that's not necessarily 100% true. So we always want to know your kid or know yourself, and as that changes, be aware of it. So that's one of the biggest things is, there isn't a standard set temperature that's classified as a fever. Second thing is that fevers are bad and that they cause damage. Right, so this is, I think, where the classic fear of, oh, we need to take Motrin, we need to give your body something to drop the fever so you, one, feel better, you take away a symptom of your body trying to heal, but also that if it gets too high, then that's going to create damage. So that's the other part too, is we know that your body does not innately damage itself, right? Your body isn't going to do something that's going to be harmful down the road. So your body, as it raises a temperature, it's not going to put a temperature that goes to 110 degrees or 108 degrees where we would know that would be detrimental to your body as you're fighting an illness or a sickness. It's going to go as high as it needs to, and it's going to stay right there. Very, very, very rarely, we're talking less than 1%, do we see things change where it happens negatively from a fever. So just know that your body is going to do the right thing at the right time. So knowing that a fever is a good thing, and letting it run its course and actually promoting that fever is always a good idea as well. And then the third myth is that if my kids start having seizures, or if they start, we go up too high, that it's going to be, that it's going to be a detrimental thing. So one of the things we always want to remember is, how do we treat our kiddos? This is kind of really what I want to focus. When our kid has a fever, what do I do? What do I look for? What are the signs that we want to be really, really making sure that we're managing our kids' health, one, responsibly, but also empowering the kid to be as healthy as possible too. So if your little ones do have a fever, it's okay to monitor it. Make sure you're watching and knowing where it's going. The other big thing that we want to watch is pay attention to your kids. See how they're feeling. If they have 102 degree fever and they're out in the backyard playing ball and they're running around and they're just acting completely normal, that's not something to necessarily be worried about. The other side of that is maybe they don't feel as good and they're a little sluggish. That means their body's working hard to fight off whatever they're dealing with. That's okay too. So having your kids rest is going to be the most important thing if they feel like they need to rest. And with that, if your kids are resting or we're seeing them wanting to sleep a lot, try not to wake them up. So one of the amazing things that has been built into our body is your body heals when it sleeps. This is across the board for anything. So when we sleep, good things happen. So we don't want to interrupt sleep if we're trying to get over something. So that's really important. You know, we don't have to wake them up and say, "Are you okay? Are you having a symptom? Are you doing?" If they're asleep, they're comfortable. Let their body do what it's designed to do. So which is the amazing part with that. And the other part is try not to give them over-the-counter medications to try to lower their fever. Stay away from the Tylenols and the children Motrin. That's just going to get in the way of their body's ability to heal, and it's going to prolong the healing process. So a lot of times when our fever goes up, that's your body working right. It's amazing. The only problem is the higher your fever goes, do you typically feel better or worse? We tend to feel worse the higher our fevers go. Now, if you can let that run its course, you may lose the battle for today, but you're going to shorten the war significantly when it comes to getting over a sickness or an illness. So that's the exciting part. Instead of having a 7-day issue, now we have a 2 or 3 day issue and you're back to normal, right? We don't need to prolong how our body's fighting it by just trying to make us as comfortable as we can. So when it comes to fevers, trust your body. Know that your body is not going to damage itself. And then also getting adjusted will always help your body function at a higher level. It boosts your immune system. So always add a good adjustment. Drink lots of water. Vitamin C, vitamin D are always great things to add in there. Have a great day.